When a substitute teacher accused me of faking being blind and threw my cane across the classroom, my faith in humanity was restored. I had just walked through the door when I heard the substitute mutter, "Oh great, we have one of these." I used my cane to navigate to my usual front row seat the same way I had 100 times before, so that I didn't bump into a single desk. The substitute watched me sit down and said, "Interesting, you walk like you can see exactly where you are going." I told her I had the path memorized, and she laughed. Memorized? Sure, that's one word for it. I started to explain that blind people learn their environments, and she cut me off. "Sweetheart, I wasn't born yesterday. Your eyes look perfectly normal to me. You are just pretending you're blind for the attention and extra time on tests." She suddenly grabbed my arm and yanked me to the front of the room, turning me around to face the class. "Everyone take a good look at your classmate. This is what a liar looks like." She grabbed my chin and tilted my face toward the lights. "Look at her eyes. There is absolutely nothing wrong with them." She held her hand in front of my face. "How many fingers am I holding up? And don't play stupid." I told her I couldn't see her hand, and she slammed it down on my desk so hard that everyone in the classroom jumped. "That's interesting, because you flinched. So clearly something is working just fine in there. Do you care to explain that to me?" A few boys in the back started laughing, and I could feel my face burning red from embarrassment. When I didn't answer her, she started snapping her fingers right next to my ear. "Hello? Are you deaf too, or just stupid?" The girl at the desk next to mine quietly said, "I don't think you should be doing this," and the substitute started yelling at her. "I didn't ask for your opinion. If you say another word, I'll give you detention." The girl went silent, and the substitute turned back to me. "See, nobody is going to save you here, so you might as well just tell the truth." She grabbed my cane, which I had propped against my desk. "You don't even need this thing. I watched you walk in here just fine. You are just using it as a prop." My hands were shaking, and it took everything in me to keep my voice steady. "I have documentation from my doctor, and the school has had it since freshman year. If you want to call the office, they can verify everything for you." She laughed and tossed my cane across the room where it clattered against the wall. "Paperwork can be faked, honey. I've seen it done 100 times by kids just like you." I could feel tears burning behind my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. She leaned in close enough that I could smell the coffee on her breath. "If you don't tell the truth by the end of class, I'm reporting you to administration for fraud, and I'll make sure they pull every single one of your little accommodations." A chair scraped hard against the floor, and a voice I recognized spoke up. "Give her the cane back." It was Calvin, the boy who had tripped me in the hallway a dozen times since freshman year. He had knocked my cane out of my hand so many times that I lost count. The substitute said, "Excuse me? Just who do you think you're talking to?" Calvin's voice was shaking with anger. "You bitch. Give the cane back and leave her alone. Now." She told him to sit down or she would send him to the office, and he said, "No. Everyone in this school knows she can't see. You're just being cruel for no reason." He turned to the boys in the back who had been laughing. "And what the hell are you laughing at? How would you feel if someone plucked your eyes out and then bullied you for being blind?" The boys went silent. A quiet voice from the back said, "I've been recording this whole thing, by the way," and the substitute's whole body went stiff. She tried to soften her voice. "I was simply asking questions to verify the situation." Calvin interrupted her. "You threw her cane across the room and grabbed her face. That's not asking questions. That's assault. We all watched you do it." The room was silent except for Calvin breathing hard like the words had cost him something. The substitute fetched my cane and propped it back up against my desk. Then I heard her yell at Calvin, "Where do you think you're going?" I could hear him running. "To the principal's office to report your dumb ass."